The Vallecas Case, also known as the Estefania Gutierrez Lazaro case, is one of Spain's most unsettling paranormal mysteries. This tale of supernatural terror captivated the nation and continues to intrigue those fascinated by the unknown. It all began with a seemingly innocent experiment with a Ouija board, leading to a series of tragic and inexplicable events that would leave a family forever haunted and a nation searching for answers. This is the Vallecas Case, Spain's most haunting paranormal mystery. Estefania Gutierrez Lazaro was an ordinary teenager living in Vallecas, a working-class neighborhood in Madrid. She came from a close-knit family, her life a picture of normalcy until the events that would change everything. Before the paranormal phenomena began, the Gutierrez Lazaro family lived a quiet, unremarkable life, a life that would soon be overshadowed by darkness. Concepcion and Maximo, Estefania's parents, never imagined that forces beyond their comprehension would turn their lives upside down. In 1990, Estefania and her friends decided to dabble in the supernatural by using a Ouija board at school. The session took a terrifying turn when the group attempted to contact the spirit of a friend's deceased boyfriend. At that very moment, a teacher interrupted the session. Frustrated with the students, the teacher broke the board. The group then reported seeing dark smoke entering Estefania's mouth and nose. Almost immediately, strange occurrences began to plague her. An unseen force seemed to have latched onto her, bringing with it a cascade of horrors. The aftermath of that fateful Ouija board session marked a dramatic and terrifying shift in Estefania's life. Her parents watched in helpless horror as their daughter began to spiral into a nightmarish reality. Estefania was plagued by fits of uncontrollable rage and insomnia, but the most chilling aspect of her decline was her encounters with shadowy, faceless figures. She described these figures as cloaked in darkness, without faces and possessing an ominous intent. They wanted to take her with them. These shadow people were not mere hallucinations to Estefania. They were a haunting presence that followed her at night, robbing her of sleep and peace. As the visions persisted, her mental state deteriorated rapidly. Despite numerous visits to doctors and hospitals, no medical professional could diagnose the cause of her symptoms. Her condition baffled everyone around her, leading to desperate attempts to find an explanation. Estefania's behavior became increasingly erratic and violent. In one particular harrowing incident, she attacked her sister with such ferocity that she knocked her unconscious, all while foaming at the mouth, a sight that horrified her family. This marked a turning point in her decline. The vibrant, lively girl she once was had become a shadow of her former self, consumed by the terror that now seemed to permeate every aspect of her life. The shadow figures were no longer just a part of Estefania's dark world. They were beginning to cast their long, ominous presence over her entire family. No medical explanation could account for her sudden decline. Estefania's family watched helplessly as she descended further into a state of torment, her body and mind ravaged by something unseen. On July 14, 1991, Estefania died under mysterious circumstances, with her family claiming that her final moments were marked by a terrifying vision of malevolent entities. Estefania's death didn't mark the end of the horror for the Gutierrez Lazaro family. In fact, it was only the beginning. After her passing, it said that paranormal activity escalated within their home. Objects moved on their own, doors slammed shut, and an oppressive atmosphere filled the house. The family reported hearing Estefania's voice calling out from the void, making them believe that her spirit was trapped between worlds. A sense of unease and fear descended across the once peaceful home, as if an unpredictable power had been unleashed. On the cold, rainy night of November 27, 1992, the Vallecas case took a dramatic turn when the Gutierrez Lazaro family, desperate and terrified, called the police. Inspector Jose Pedro Negri and his team arrived to find the entire family huddled outside, visibly shaken despite the harsh weather. Concepcion Gutierrez had experienced a terrifying encounter just the night before, where she felt an impressive force press down on her and something unseen grab her feet and hand. Once inside the apartment, the officers immediately sensed an eerie presence. They reported feeling nauseated and unnerved by the strange atmosphere. The police's official report, unprecedented in its nature, described the chilling phenomena they encountered. Crucifixes were found inexplicably turned upside down, cabinets moved on their own, and disembodied voices echoed through the darkened rooms. As these officers explored the apartment, a heavy cupboard door suddenly swung open, narrowly missing one of them, yet there was no apparent cause. The unsettling activity intensified when they entered Estefania's old room, where they discovered a cross, once securely bolted to the wall, had been torn off, leaving 3 claw marks where it once hung. In the bathroom, the temperature plummeted inexplicably, sending shivers down the spines of the officers. The events of that night, meticulously documented in a police report, marked the first time in Spanish history that such a case was officially recorded as paranormal. The credibility lent by the police report only deepened the mystery surrounding the tragic and terrifying events that plagued the Gutierrez Lazaro family. The family and the police documented numerous instances of paranormal activity. The events were not limited to mere noises or shadows. They included heavy objects moving across rooms, unexplained fires, and sightings of spectral figures. One of the most disturbing incidents involved a photograph of Estefania, which was found mysteriously burned, but only on her face. The frequency and vividness of these occurrences left the family and the authorities terrified. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Vallecas case is the police report that Inspector Negri filed. It's rare for law enforcement to officially document paranormal events, but the report was clear in its account of the strange phenomenon observed at the Gutierrez Lazaro home. The report detailed a torn crucifix from its base, the unexplained movement of furniture, and the pervasive oppressive atmosphere within the house. This document serves as a chilling testament to the fact that even individuals trained to confront the darkest aspects of humanity can succumb to the unknown. The Vallecas case has sparked a wide range of theories and speculations, both among paranormal enthusiasts and skeptics. One theory suggests that Estefania's experiences were the result of a severe psychological disorder, possibly triggered by the trauma of the Ouija board incident. Some experts believe that an undiagnosed neurological condition, such as epilepsy or schizophrenia, could be the cause of Estefania's symptoms, including hallucinations, seizures, and behavioral changes. These conditions, coupled with the stress and fear induced by the Ouija session, may have created a powerful psychosomatic response. On the other hand, many believe that Estefania genuinely encountered something supernatural. Some paranormal investigators suggest that the Ouija board session opened a portal to the spirit world, allowing malevolent entities to enter Estefania's life. These entities, they argue, were responsible for the terrifying phenomenon that plagued her and continued to torment her family after death. Numerous reports of similar cases where individuals experienced haunting and possession-like symptoms after using a Ouija board support this theory. Another intriguing speculation is that the Vallecas case was a form of collective hysteria. This theory posits that the intense emotional and psychological strain experienced by the family after Estefania's death led to a shared delusion in which the family members collectively believed they were experiencing paranormal activity. The power of suggestion and the human mind's ability to create vivid experiences based on fear and expectation could explain the events without invoking the supernatural. Despite these theories, the Vallecas case remains an open mystery. Each explanation, whether scientific or supernatural, leaves gaps that are difficult to reconcile. The mystery lies not just in the events themselves, but in the human desire to understand what cannot be easily explained. The Vallecas case gained renewed attention with the release of the 2017 Spanish horror film Veronica, directed by Paco Plaza. The film, loosely based on the events surrounding Estefania's life and death, brought the haunting story to a global audience. While Veronica took creative liberties with the facts, it captured the eerie atmosphere and sense of dread that pervaded the real-life case. The film's portrayal of supernatural terror resonated with viewers, cementing the Vallecas Case's place in paranormal lore. The Vallecas Case stands as a part of a broader phenomenon, mirroring similar reports of paranormal disturbances across the globe. The Enfield poltergeist, which gripped England in the late 1970s, involved unexplained noises, objects moving on their own, and even levitation, all witnessed by a family in their own home. This case, documented by investigators and covered extensively in the media, stirred public intrigue and debate over the existence of ghosts and the nature of paranormal activity. Similarly, the Amityville Horror, which unfolded in the 1970s in the United States, featured claims of demonic possession, mysterious voices, and violent occurrences that plagued the Lutz family after moving into a house where a gruesome murder had previously occurred. The story captivated audiences and fueled numerous books, films, and discussions about the supernatural, revealing a collective fascination with the unknown. These cases, including Vallecas, illustrate a universal anxiety about the forces that might lie beyond our understanding. They reflect the deep-seated fear of the unknown and a desire to make sense of inexplicable experiences. The way society engages with these stories through media, entertainment, and personal belief reveals much about our cultural attitudes towards fear and the supernatural. Each case not only contributes to the global discourse on paranormal phenomena, but also influences societal perceptions of reality and the boundaries of human experience. The Vallecas case remains one of Spain's most compelling and disturbing paranormal mysteries. Whether viewed through the lens of belief or skepticism, it challenges our understanding of reality and the boundaries of the human experience. The story of Estefania Gutierrez Lazaro and her family is a haunting reminder that there are still questions that science and logic cannot fully answer.